Today I wanted to make another video about journals. You've seen me talk about this journal before. This is the Hobonichi Weeks. You've probably seen it before I put all this decor and stuff on it, but I've been using this as my main planner for the year and it has been really serving me well. But the problem is this planner is so personal. It's like my second brain. I track my work schedule and a lot of other really private stuff, financial stuff and whatnot. So it's really hard for me to actually share it, but I have a lot of fun decorating all the spreads and pages and stuff, and so I always feel like it's a shame that I don't really get to share it with anybody, but it's not the end of the world either because it's not really something that I use to share. It's kind of, again, it's my second brain. This is how I function and plan with the crazy busyness that is my life. But today I'm actually here to show you another journal I got. It is this one. There has been a gap in my journaling needs, so I do private daily journaling and I do planning in this Hobonichi Weeks, and I have been really yearning to do some junk journaling. I love the idea of doing a little bit more aesthetic daily journaling, and my private daily journals are more like blocks of text, if that makes sense. So it's pretty much just black pen on paper, and I think that's definitely its own aesthetic in a way, but I really love the idea of doing a little bit more decorative daily journaling. I was doing a little bit of decor in this one, but this one serves me a lot better being a more functional planner, so it's I don't know, it just leans more functional and it really works better for me that way. I have used the Hobonichi Cousin in the past. It's actually what got me into the Hobonichi ecosystem to begin with, but after a while of using that one, I think I used it for a year and a half because I started with the avec, just like this one, because the avec is January to June, July to December. So I started using the Hobonichi Cousin for a year and a half, and after that I kind of got really burnt out using it. I think I started to realize that the vertical weekly layout just didn't work for me, and the Cousin also is A5 size, so it's a lot bigger, so there's a lot more blank space on each daily page, and that was a lot of pressure to have to fill up every single day. So I was worried about the thought of this, would I run into the same issues? But honestly, so far I really haven't run into the same issues with this one because this is A6 size, so it's a lot smaller. Like the Cousin, it has daily pages for every single day, but because there's so much less room, there's so much less pressure to fill it up, and it's actually a lot easier to fill up each page too. And I don't know, I love memory keeping just by nature. That's just who I am. It's just one of my favorite hobbies is journaling, so it's really something that it comes easily to me, and it's not really a chore to do every single day. It's actually something I look forward to doing every day, and I don't know, it's just something that I really love to do and brings me a lot of joy. So yeah, today I wanted to give you a tour of the first completed month in this book because I didn't want to talk about it or share it at all until I actually did that, because I feel I don't know, I feel I'm a little bit notorious for starting things and not finishing them, or at least it seems that way. I mean, it really wasn't the case with this book. I have been using it so much every single day, but the problem is, again, it's very private. But I actually bookmarked a couple spreads that I would share, but I think I'm gonna blur it a little bit because it's way too much to censor, so I figured I would just blur out the whole spread so no personal information is shown. I feel I owe it to you guys because after my last video with this book, I feel I really didn't do it justice, if that makes sense. I kind of just showed the book and decorated it a little bit, and then that was it. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea of how I'm using this book. This is a lot simpler, and this is kind of the older style spread. I actually just changed my format pretty recently. This is another one. I decorated a little bit with washi and sticky notes here and there. I don't know, I don't try to make it look cute or aesthetic because this is, again, very practical and functional for me. It has to be, or else I won't be able to function in life in general, but it just kind of ends up naturally being that way over time. I don't know, I find cute things and I like to stick them in, and I have a lot of washi tape that I like to use, and I like to color code things to make it easier for me to see certain things, so it kind of ends up becoming aesthetic in its own little way. And these are examples of spreads that I've filled up to the brim too. There are some spreads in here that are unfinished, but it's really not a big deal. This is supposed to be a tool for me to use and not something to stress out about, but for the sake of showcasing, I just kind of wanted to show the ones that are a little bit more complete. Here is a more recent spread. Again, you probably really can't see too much with it blurred out, but I have daily events / recurring weekly things like work schedule and whatnot. This is where my tasks go. I track the weather here, weekly to-dos, important things I don't want to miss, upcoming things I'm looking forward to, and additional notes. That's kind of how I use that. And here and there I'll put a sticker, I don't know, but I don't try to make this look kind of aesthetic in any way because it's really supposed to be about functional planning, and yeah. this is basically my second brain. I write down everything in here so that nothing gets missed. So that's pretty much how I use my hobonichi weeks. And again, I'm sorry, I know it's like mostly blurred out, so you probably can't see too much, but I hope that kind of gives you an idea of how I use my weeks. So hopefully that makes up for the past hobonichi weeks video where I really didn't show too much about how I use it. Back to the main character of this video. Okay, so the Hobonichi Techo A6 original. This is the original Hobonichi Techo. It is the avec version, so July to December. I really love that they have these avec versions, so that way, like in the middle of the year, if you kind of want to like try it out before committing to the full version next year, you have the option to do so, which is really nice. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So this is how I decorated the cover. Like I said, I have so many stickers and I love more opportunities to use them besides just on my sketchbooks. So the A6 original opens up a little sticker on the title page. I like to do that because I already use the Hobonichi Weeks and I use that one a little bit more fully. I don't really use a lot of this book except for the daily pages. I'm trying not to be too precious with it, so really it doesn't look like too much at all, but I decided, oh, I don't know what else to put here except what books I'm reading. So I finally finished Once Upon a Broken Heart right here in July, and I just started Throne of Glass and I'm still reading it, so I don't have any update after that. I figured this section for now could be book tracking, but it's probably going to change next year, I'm not sure. So we start out in June and we don't have daily pages for June, so I figured I would just kind of like do a little highlight of every single day in June here. And I tried to do the same thing for July, but I don't know, it just started getting redundant. So this is kind of my way of documenting June and little highlights because I got it like in the middle of June. I wanted to start using it right away, so that's why I did that. And I like the way it turned out. I think it's cute. We start with July, and I just decorated the month title page with a couple of pictures that remind me of July. The beach, the pool, fireworks. This picture reminded me of Greece, and I went to Greece a couple Julys ago, so it just reminded me, I don't know, I just associate it with July now, and in Greece there were a lot of stray cats, so that's why I have this cat sticker. So let's begin, let's enter July. So in the beginning of July, I was away with my family on a little vacation. That's why I had to start Art Fight late. I was just not home. We went mini golfing and we won a free game, and I just kind of taped it in here and I didn't glue it because I figured like if we ever go back to that specific place, we will just use this. And I even have a little note under here like if this card is gone, we probably used it for a free game. The next page is a little simpler. We got back and then my family invited me to go to the mall with them, and I was like, yes, because I love going to the mall. I don't really get to go that often anymore, and I made a lash, and I had a little Mofu sand hipper on my phone, but I lost it this day. It was so sad. I was so sad, but I was also just like, oh, it's okay. I handled it surprisingly well. I think my family was like more upset for me, which was very touching, but I just kind of accepted that he was gone and moved on to better things. The time for him to be in my life was over, so I just let him continue on his journey. And then one of the last things we did on vacation was we took my sister's dog to this dog restaurant where they have the dog sit at a table and like eat ice cream out of a bowl on the table. That was super cute. I only got like video of it and I didn't really get a proper picture, so I just kind of like drew it in there. Moving on, I did some watercolor in here. The thing about Hobonichi Techo is it handles watercolor like a champ. Like you have no idea. It'll scare you at first. It's gonna wrinkle up a lot, and of course when it's like really wet you really shouldn't mess with it too much, but once it dries, oh my goodness, the colors dry so vibrantly, and the texture of the paper, I love when paper gets really textured like this and like really wrinkled. I love it. It just gives it such an adorable lived-in, loved effect, and it's just so nice. I just love it. So we did a little watercolor on these two pages, and I just stuck in some fruit stickers. Again, I do already like private daily journaling, so sometimes I'll write some stuff in there and then I won't have to write it in here, and sometimes I'll write some stuff in here and then I won't feel obligated to like write it again in there. So it's nice to just kind of like keep it simpler in here and just do a little, I don't know, paste some things in and just do a little highlight from the day. This day we made a Japanese breakfast and it was so good. Oh my goodness. It was like miso soup and rice and ume and enoki mushrooms. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. On this night we watched a movie and I just pasted in a couple of the wrappers of the snacks that we ate while watching the movie. And I had brought home lunch from a local Greek restaurant this day, so we had some Greek juice with that. A little bit of a simpler spread. I started doing a lot of like tracking my grocery lists in here, even though like I'm not actually taking this book with me. It's more of like a retrospective thing, like here's everything I bought from the grocery store. And it's been kind of a nice way to kind of see how much things cost. I do track like my finances in a separate journal. Like I have a journal for that too. But I don't know, it's just kind of like a way to document, I don't know, it happened that day. Oh, and then here I tried to kind of use it like properly. So there's little timestamps on the side here. On this day, I just kind of wanted to like use it properly and like track when I did certain things in the day. And I worked today too, so that kind of made it a little easier. But yeah, and then it rained. And on this day, I was editing a couple of new videos. You obviously haven't seen them yet, but I was editing them that day. And so I just did kind of like a mock-up Final Cut Pro timeline type thing. I hope it like looks like that. I feel like I did a good job of making it look like that, but I don't know. And at this point I had 4 attacks done for Art Fight. On this day, I finally bought my cosplay for the con that I'm going to, and we had my parents over, which was really nice. And then on this day, I went out to eat lunch with a friend, and we got to catch up, and we don't really get to see each other that often, so it was really special and really nice. And then I let her draw a couple things in my hobonichi too. I was like showing her my journal and how excited I was about it, and I let her add to the memories by drawing some things in the journal, and then I colored them in later. And then on this day we had my grandmother's best friend come visit us from Greece, so we had kind of like a big family dinner to welcome her, and we had like these chocolates and cake afterwards. And then this day was kind of mostly just like a chores day, so I just kind of like wrote down like a brain dump of what I was thinking of that day, and also I just happened to make it like an Eevee Pikachu spread because I happen to have like a lot of Eevee Pikachu washi tape and stickers, so I was just like, you know what, let's do that this day. And then more fruit stickers, of course. And then here we are at the halfway point, so I did a little check-in, just kind of being like, where am I? Where do I need to be? Like, how far away am I from where I need to be? And then on this day I did another grocery list, and I just really love how this spread in general turned out. It's just the little things like this that like make it so much fun. I don't know, I get to like look back and reminisce about where I was in life at this point. Being an artist, I just love aesthetic, full looking spreads. I love it so much. And then on this day, I think I went errands shopping after work, and then in the evening, it was super random. We just like decided to watch Shaun the Sheep. So I have a couple of like sheep stickers here. And then the next day I went shopping for pen pal gifts, and I got another Mofu Sandhipper. Actually, let me back up a little bit. So I wasn't able to get a new Mofu Sandhipper. So after losing my other Mofu Sandhipper, I let myself get a new one. I unboxed it, and it happened to be like the one I least wanted. I was so sad. So when I went back to the store where I had originally found them in the first place, even though like I ordered the other one online, but I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna buy another one online, I'm just gonna go to the store. They didn't have any in stock. And then I looked online again and they were out of stock there too. And I was like, oh boy. So the extra one that I had bought for a friend of mine to be like a gift to her, it's super lame, but I ended up just opening that one. And let me tell you, literally every single time I give somebody a blind box toy, they literally always get the one that I want. And sure enough, can you guess which one I got? When I opened this one, I got the one I wanted the most. This is the one I wanted the most. And I was like, oh my goodness, like it happened again. If I would have given this away, it would have been the one I wanted the most. Anyway, little rant over. It's actually right here on my desk. It lives on my desk here. I just don't love it enough to put it on like my phone or any device, but I've warmed up to it. I think it's kind of cute. But I couldn't control myself from just trying one more time. And sure enough, that was the time when I actually got the one I wanted. So that is a story of me and the Mofu Sandhipper series. It's a little bit sad, but whatever. And then on this day, we had an office party at one of the offices I help out at, so it was super fun. We had dinner, and then an ice cream truck came, and it was really, really fun. And then I have little highlights of what happened that day underneath here. And then I drew my cats here, or rather, the cats that live with my parents, but they're still my cats. I drew my cats here because I was able to like visit them this day and play with them a lot. And then, oh my goodness, so I really pushed it with this page with the watercolor. On this day we like did a whole bunch of chores in the morning, and then we went to the pool in the afternoon. So I decided to like make this a pool themed spread. But when I tell you, I was so worried that I had ruined this page because it was so wrinkly from the water. Like I put a lot of water on this page, and sure enough it ended up drying just fine. So I was like, that's great, this book handles watercolor like a champ. And then here I had been saving these little wrappers for a really long time. Like they were in the back of my hobonichi weeks, and I was like, I'm gonna put these in here at some point. And then I decided, you know what, let me just like put them in here, and then a couple more fruit stickers. And then another grocery list. This is basically just a spread of like how expensive groceries are and how much I spend on groceries. I'm really trying to save money, especially this month because I'm doing a no buy this month. So I'm trying to like not buy any non-essentials, and with my essentials I'm trying to save as much as possible because I just feel like July, I feel like a lot of money was spent this month, so I'm really trying to like pull back in the other direction. I just started a new job recently. You know, that little honeymoon period where you start having a little bit of money again, so you start getting a few nice things and then it turns into kind of too many nice things and you're like, you know what, let's pull back a little bit and control ourselves. But speaking of which, I made a Depop order this month, heavily part of the reason why I'm doing a no buy this month. The thing about Depop is you pay for shipping with every individual item, and although the items are cheap, it kind of adds up after a while. And then on this day we had to like start parking on the other side of our parking lot of our apartment complex because bees basically took over the other side. It's a long story, you could pause to read if you want, I'm not gonna get into it. And on this day, I went to the pool with my sister and a couple of my friends, and it was so fun, really therapeutic and fun to like hang out with them again. You know, those people that you've been with since you were little and just know you and they're like your best friends, and they honestly all feel like my sisters, even though only one of them's my sister. So this was just a really fun day, but it was also really chaotic too, because on this day we had this like really strong torrential lightning storm that just rolled in like shortly after we got in the pool, and like the black clouds started rolling in and the thunder, and we were just like, oh my goodness. So we had to like run out of the pool and just like hide out while the rain was just like raining sideways. We were just like, of course this would happen to us. So we ended up just playing on her Switch later that evening. But it was a really fun day, even though it was a little bit chaotic. And then on this day I went over to my parents' house and my mom made me moon milk, which is kind of basically like a turmeric milk with a couple other ingredients, and it's supposed to be really healthy for you, and so I just wanted to make a spread about that here. And then on this day we had lunch with my husband's parents, and then we did a little bit of food shopping at the Japanese and Korean grocery store. For some reason I just wanted to like paste in all the ephemera on this day, so basically just like a very fancy to-do list. And then a couple of my Depop orders had come in by this point, so I pasted in a couple of the cute messages that I received from the sellers. Depop sellers are literally the best. They will put in like adorable notes and stickers, and they are just the sweetest. Most of them are. A couple of them don't ship your order at all. This seller in particular was really special because she also has a YouTube channel and I watch her videos once in a while, so it was just like really cool to order something from her. And then on this day was kind of like another journaling day, so I just decided to like fill up the spread with like my thoughts that day and stuff, and like what happened that day, and another opportunity to use a couple more cute stickers. And then we come to the final day of the month, so this is kind of like my goals and plans for August, and by the way this is August's title page, but I will not be flipping any further because this video is just about July. So I had a matcha and Nutella strawberry croissant that day for breakfast, and then I had it like a couple days afterwards. But yeah, that kind of sums up what my July was like. I mean, like not every single detail. It was a very busy month packed with a lot of activities and events and stuff. You can kind of get a good representation of what it was like through these pages, but like still bear in mind that you don't see all the details of the things I have to do in my daily life, all the responsibilities and appointments and chores and work and everything that I have to do every single day to survive and all that. I don't know, just in case there happens to be someone watching and being like, all she does is have fun every day. No, correction, I like to look for the fun in every day and memorialize it. So here I made a little goals and plans section for my intentions for the next month, and this is what my August title page looks like. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was entertaining, and if you yourself have been thinking about journaling in this coming year, or just like anytime, because you can really start something like this at any time, I hope this inspired you to get like some ideas on how to keep a daily journal yourself. And it's not something to stress out about too much. The goal of it is just to have a beautiful little art piece that you can look back on and remember all these little memories that you probably would have forgotten about otherwise. I just really love journaling. Enough rambling, I guess. Thank you for watching this video. I guess I'll get the other one in here. Really appreciate you watching. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I have a couple more videos in the works that I have been working on for a little bit that haven't gotten done yet because, like I said, I've just been having a very busy summer so far with moving and starting a new job and everything else. I really appreciate your patience. I'm really trying to get back to everything, especially my comics, because I do not want a week to go by without a page going up. If you like this video and you like my vibe and you like what I do and you like my art, I'm kind of like a mostly art channel, but like I'm trying to really squeeze in journaling in here because journaling is something I really love to do and I would really love love to like get more of that kind of content on my channel because it makes me really happy to be able to share something like this that makes me so happy. Don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts, and consider subscribing if you want to see more from me. I will see you again sometime in the future, hopefully soon, probably very soon. Consider supporting me on Patreon for some behind the scenes little goodies and early access to comic pages and peeks into my private sketchbooks and all that, and follow my comics. The link to read both my comics is also going to be in the description. Okay, that's enough for me for now. I'll let you guys go. Thank you again for watching. Bye!